personally, I just then, if I was a general of an army, and the thing that you have to stop is communications, it makes a whole lot of sense to use a data center as a high target, a high value target. That's just logic to me right now in 2026.
Internet have a thing where you're not supposed to target
Public
civilian
infrastructure.
infrastructure because
The
of the
Geneva
war crime.
Code or something so?
Yeah, you think that should be covered under it, like a data center, because you're going to be damaging people's ability to communicate and
I think so, yes. Yes. Is the Geneva Convention or something like that?
something. I can't remember.
Probably is.
Yeah, it have one for NATO and it have one for Geneva, the Geneva Convention. But anyhow, April 1st, Amazon's cloud computing operation in Bahrain was damaged after an Iranian strike, the Financial Times reported. Yeah. Okay, that's basically it. There was another longer article, but basically they attacked a data center that was in Bahrain, right? And the data centers... the report of the strike came a day after Iran's Revolutionary Guards threatened to target U.S. companies in the Middle East using Microsoft, Google, and Apple in retaliation attacks for Iran. Last week, an e-commerce giant said its Amazon Web Services region in Bahrain had been disrupted amid the current conflict in the Middle East, marking the second time in the month it was in. Blah, blah, blah. Right. So basically, you target AWS, right? No. If you're targeting a data center, that is the same as a civilian bombing to me. That's a hot take. But I think that's the same as a bombing a area where civilians are. But that now gets into a little tricky situation where, not to get too political, but get to more warlike. What they normally do is when they put in up bases and things, they put the bases in strategic places that are close to like schools and hospitals and children and all that kind of thing. And they be like, oh yeah, they have a base over there, an army base right there. Because they know fully well, if they bomb that army base and any of the children in the school die or anything of that sort, they could make a big media issue about it. A data center holds people's data. And if one of the governments have a contract with one of those providers and you say you want to disrupt their communications and you attack the data center, you're basically affecting civilians. And that now brings a whole different spin on things because these companies put data centers in certain places to create nodes. Yeah, nodes so that the next hop, what's called it? CDNs. Yeah, the content distribution networks. They are content distribution nodes. Is nodes or networks? Either one.
In AWS and Cloud Speak, does call it regions or availability domains, or availability zones.
Yeah, basically they'll clone the most. They'll basically cache the data in those places. So when you want to get something, you don't have to come straight to the US server, right? You could use another server to get it. So technically speaking, it's not like data that is standalone, and if you mash up that place, all your data gone. It have redundancy in all those different places, right? But attacking those places, I could see it becoming a very regular thing. Because I know data centers, when I had to like study them, I think I had the children do a project on it in school or something like that. And they had to check to see the kind of security that data centers have. The data centers have missile detection systems on them. They have radars and all that kind of thing on top of it, because they know that if this data center were to be taken out, we'd have a problem. So, do you think that it should be put in like the rules of war that okay, we could do stuff, but you see the data centers, treat it like a hospital. Don't
I'm not sure if we there yet, you know. We closed it, but I'm not sure if we there yet.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's not like critical for for civilians. Like, you could survive without it. Versus if you destroy a water thing or
a
desalination plant or power station.
I was not about to say that. I feel like data centers fall under the same category as like power plants. And I'm now Googling if power plants are protected under Geneva Convention.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Power plants, water, like certain, they call it transport routes, like a bridge. If that is like the main place how people does transport goods and services between whoever, a data center.
Okay.
I would say maybe not because of the nature how data centers work, meaning you have a lot of redundancy in other areas.
Yeah.
So if one go down, then one could potentially, all the data not going to be in one area. You're going to have redundancy in different zones. So if one go down, you're not going to really lose it. You'll have a disruption, and then it could switch to the next zone. So
things will slow down now.
Yeah, it will slow down. You'll have downtime.
Okay. Well, that's the actual firepower, incendiary kind of attacks. What about the denial of service, the DDoS attacks and the hacking and all them kind of thing?
Yeah, that's fair game.
Because that's
it's a fair game.
Why you say that?
Fair game. Unless it's like a DDoS attack against like a hospital or critical civilian infrastructure. So like cyber attacks on power stations, cyber attacks on data centers, cyber attacks on hospitals. Those things I think fall under the Geneva Convention. But anything else, fair game.
But then the real okay. Let me think about this, huh? I'll make sure I say what I want to say correctly. You can't really check to see who. Okay, somebody drop a bomb on AWS. You can check the radar and you can see that is a whatever bomber. That is a drone. That is from these people. Okay, you can check that. But cyber attacks, you can't trace it back. Like, it's real hard to trace back, and if you're trying to put some sort of laws or some kind of thing in place, some kind of wounded thing. So, okay.
With cyber attacks, Michaela, and a lot of them, the people that do it, does kind of say that they do it.
So sometimes, a particular group would claim credit for the attack. Sometimes is state actors. Sometimes you could trace them back. Sometimes you can't. It really depends. But I think that yes, it should be regulated, but you can't regulate criminals. Like, let me real. You cannot regulate criminals.
But, okay,
they're going to do it regardless.
It's not criminals, it's war. It's two people fighting for something that is just. And they believe that their fight is justified or validated.
Mm-hmm.
That is what the Geneva Convention was. It's like, okay, we know what's going to happen, but let me just put some things in place.
Some rules
for
of
when
engagement.
It does happen. Yeah, some rules of engagement kind of thing. If it have a state-sponsored hacking syndicate, can you tell them, I told you, they can hack everything, just not this place, not our place, not our place, not our place, not our place. It have nothing in the books for that. I believe it should be.
You know, as to like, what was the consequence? Like, if, like, say somebody do something to a hospital or to power plant or whatever, what's the consequence? Again, nothing. The Geneva Convention.
Well, the consequence of Geneva is that everybody else does gang up on you. And they'll basically treat you like a bad country. I don't know. Like
Sanctions that could probably
sanctions, and everybody will be like, okay, we'll stop trade with this person, we'll think this, we'll raise the taxes, and everybody would agree now because they all signed off that we're not doing this. And if you choose to be the odd one out, we all have to punish you, whether we like you or not. So,
but in practice, it don't happen that much.
No, in practice it doesn't happen. No, in practice, not even that much. In practice, it doesn't happen at all. Yeah. Because the Geneva Convention have all kind of things about treating prisoners of war and all kind of things like that. And waterboarding does still take place. Men has come back from being a prisoner, and they talking about all kind of things that take place inside when they were captured and those sort of things, and yeah, so. There has to be a cyber side to the Geneva Convention eventually. That's the point that I wanted to kind of bring out or try to get at. If you're attacking a data center, we starting to tread into the waters of war and the internet and technology and how it's going to be managed when these things take place. And I don't know. I wouldn't want to see what will happen, but we getting there.
Yeah, we could put things in place, but it'll still be kind of hard because a simple way to kind of circumvent that is, okay, so if, let's say I am the military of country A, and according to the Geneva Convention, I am not allowed to commit cybercrime against country B. Okay, no problem. I, country A, will just hire or pay some known hackers.
Mercenaries? Like digital mercenaries?
Correct, basically, to just circumvent the whole thing.
Yeah, correct.
Who gonna stop me?
Really and truly, it shouldn't have war on the whole, but...
Correct.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, what happened in thousands of years.
Yeah.
Humans just find a way.
Once we reach into technology, we're going to reach there too.
Yeah. From the beginning.
It's just like pirating. You can't really stop the pirates on them.
Correct.
Yeah, we are pirates long time.
Pirates of the Caribbean, sports pirates, stuff like that. Yeah. All right. Good run, guys. Good run. All right, so in today's episode, thank you very much for making it to the end. We spoke about the TTPS website being down and no one cared. We found out that they were hosted by AWS, and more than likely, it was some third-party provider that was like, if all they don't pay the bill, we could just flip our switch and the website won't work. Ministry of AI has a town hall meeting, and everybody here is not going to a town hall meeting on their own volition, because why? Attacking data centers is a thing, and our discussion kind of reached to the point where we were talking about the Geneva Convention, but technology and the Geneva Convention, that's a definite thing that we have to think about, because it's getting there, and it's getting there very fast. So that's all for today, folks. Thank you very much for listening or watching or whatever you do. My name is Andre Charles. You can find me at Make It Simple TT on the interwebs, and co-host number 1 is
Akim there, and you could find me on Redbit_tech or on LinkedIn. Akim there, if that's your thing.
If that's your thing. It's not, it is Michaela's thing. Michaela has been playing games on LinkedIn, I see,
Yeah.
I see Michaela completed a puzzle or some kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
She's smiling like,
That's my favorite thing. Like, I would literally wake up, open LinkedIn, play the games, and then close LinkedIn for the day. And then occasionally open LinkedIn to like macro like what scores my friends got and see where I am on the leaderboard. Yeah.
I don't know that.
Crazy. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know either, but the internet has a lot of things that we didn't know about. Yeah. So
and they drop a new game. Yeah. A couple days ago.
Is Michaela Noel?
Oh yeah.
She'll let you know where she is in this world.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Keller_Noel and on LinkedIn, Keller Noel. Yeah. Add me on LinkedIn so I can macro and see when you play games.
I tell you, that's it for today. We will see you next week. Next week might be an interview episode. but we'll see how the schedule goes. So, bye-bye.